You see this? If you come up here and look back, I mean, I'm showing everything, and I'm trying to make it people understand. This is the size of the actual cell, a single cell of an animal. That is an animal size single cell. It's about 4 feet in diameter. There were titans here on the earth, and they were just so gigantic. Even like that, that's a little tiny piece of a tendon. This is how big these creatures were. Those were the titans, I believe. And even that, I believe that's a skin tag. I have one here just like it. Just like that. It has all the teeth coming around it and the thing coming in. Mine is right here. I show all of these things very clearly. And then you take Bennu, which is the asteroid. They went out and landed on there and picked up a piece of that, brought it back to Earth, and it's exactly the same as the Mars muscle. All right, that's sarcomeres. That is not just nothing. It's not a crab. It's an artery, and it services muscle right there. And this is what they brought back from Bennu. The same sarcomeres right here with 2 layers of phospholipids on it. And they claim we never expected to see those phospholipids. Well, they're there because that's muscle. And it came back from Bennu, which is an asteroid. We have it here on Earth. There is zero question. It's muscle, and it has phosphate layer on top and bottom. And we spent over $1 billion to get that back here on Earth, and I think we should accept it for what it is. It's muscle. That is muscle. And just like that, being muscle. Right in Petra. And that's muscle in Turkey. We got to accept what is real, and there is nothing but biology. And all of these things, these Anunnaki and all that stuff, we got to start all over and rethink everything. We're so smart, we just, those people are just crazy, they're crazy people. I don't think so. And even like this, all those stone balls up there. I know I'm going to do a video on this too, because that's up in Alaska, right near where I was up there. And these things are like the Russian sinkholes. That's an exploding sinkhole, a little different than a dropping sinkhole. And there's these gigantic Titan cells. And like I say, in us, like I have giants here. Now this giant hair follicle is, let's say, 500 times bigger than ours. The blood in here is the same size as ours. This blood will not be bigger than ours, I don't think. It's certainly not like that. That's a 4-foot wide blood cell. Think of the size of the creature. It's just staggeringly unbelievable. But it is what I'm finding. And like that, that's skin. I showed this is one I just put up a couple hours ago. That's actual skin. And that's the fluid-filled highway that's under it. That's the same as the skin right here. You see that skin? Same as that skin. See that line right there? Same as that line right there. You see these people? Well, this is like a pinch out of that person's arm. And that is, just think about the sizes we're talking about. And that's skin right there. That is skin. And this right here is the flesh. And these balls are the same balls that I show in the interstitium. Over and over and over and over. It's time we start putting the teachers, give them the test and say, I want you to take a test. What do you see? Time to give teachers and science communities an examination. We want to give you an exam now. You give us an exam. You tell us what we have to believe. Tell us why we have to believe that in the face of this evidence. That's what I want done. In the face of this evidence, Professor, please tell me why this is wrong. Please, definitively, material evidence, tell me why this is not supported evidence to support the claims that Roger is making. That's all you have to do. You say, but what do you see that you can't, that's wrong? I'm not an idiot. I've got more, I do more research before breakfast than 90% of these guys do in years. And I have found that they just can't accept reality. Reality is reality. I go with reality. And virtually all of this stuff is so unaccepted by them. And here's blood coming out of rocks. Here's a DNA test. Here's a head. And this made me write the book, Minds in Collision, because I'm finding blood coming out of rocks. I'm finding all my stuff, and I'm bringing it to everybody, and I was just destroyed. Here's Bennu again, and I'm saying this is insane, how we have to wait around for these people to look at this. And then you got Typhon and the fish in the desert. You got gigantic membrane here from Tyson. Look at the size of that membrane. 6 feet thick. It's 2 layers. There's a layer here and a layer up above. That's the actual membrane. 6 feet thick. And then you got guys out in the desert finding these gigantic things. They don't know what to make of it. And I say, let's take a look at it from this. And I think I've been blocked in most cases from commenting on these things because they just don't like what I'm saying. And this was from 2015. 2015? Yeah, 2015 was when I wrote a paper about Atlantis and the draining of the Sahara, and that's where it is. It's right there. Black holes. The Russians created them, and they created actually this here, which could be DNA type of a construction in space. All of this stuff needs to be re-examined. The no-toes. And that right there is the hair follicle. There's a heart. Yeah? There's a big no-toe. That's a spring foot. I have no toes here, but I think it's a different type, but it is a spring, I think. And I think, if you can see, there appears to be a ball here, and another one back here. And I think that rocks on this pin. Need time to show you that, but there's something going on there, and it has its own soul built in, and that's a shoe. That's not a shoe. That's a foot. And the same with the one I'm showing here. Wherever it was. I got so much stuff. And there's the hair follicle. Here's the hair follicle again, and that's what it looks like. And here's the big iron artery, and that's what the artery is. That is exactly what an artery is. You know, it's time to investigate all of this stuff. I mean, literally everything I have found is not understood correctly because they can't understand dipole electron flood theory, which changes the atomic model, accounts for gravity. Gravity is fully understood now. Light can slow down. It doesn't just stay the same speed. Fully understood. And it can speed up, too. We can divide the black from the white, and the white has no weight whatsoever and has all the energy. And all of this stuff I'm showing. Now, and I know, I'm not exactly sure who's totally against this, but I am being suppressed, let me put it that way. 3 weeks ago, I got 1.9 thousand views on this. Material evidence of the theory that changed everything. They don't care about anything. I am being very, very suppressed. I'm supposed to have 209,000 subscribers. I'm lucky if I get a couple of hundred hits. I get, look, this here, 1,000 hits. But most of these people get 100,000 hits in a month. I get a certain flat drip, and I'm stunned. They're not spreading it out to other people that they should. It's only to certain people that have been following me for a long time, and now they're not getting notifications I'm hearing. And I know they're not putting me out in the public. I just put all these ones up here. Let's see if they got me notified here. I'm not here. These guys, they're all here over and over and over. I never show up here. And I'm subscribed to my own channel. I'm supposed to get notifications. I don't get them. And most of other people don't get them. But anyway, back to this. As far as I'm concerned, these are diatoms. And that's why they're all over the world. And they just can't understand them. And that was the biology of titans. You see how many of these different types of things there are? Now, what they did in the body, I am not sure. But they certainly had some form of a function. And I would just assume that they were somehow attaching to molecules and carrying them through the bodies. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm just lost. I got to be honest with you. They could be ribosomes. Actually, they could be ribosomes. Because the ribosomes are those little balls that float around through your body, and you could have a bunch of these in one of those 4-foot cells. And there's a lot of ribosomes. They say they can be up to 1 million of them inside of one single human cell. Now, I don't know if you could get 1 million of those in a 4-foot, in something 4 feet. But anyway, that's my take on these Neolithic balls, the Neolithic stone balls. Totally, nobody can explain them. Well, I think that's my explanation. Could be wrong, could be right, who knows. I'd like to see some, a lot deeper chemistry. Cut some of these, see what's inside, see what, I want to see some more details. Let's go with that. All right, I love you all. Just keep looking. There's so much to see. It's just a brand new world. It's absolutely brand new. You are living in a whole new world. Everything that you can think of has to be examined again. It's literally everything. I mean everything. Even the role of bacteria in the body. Even how important poop is. I mean, just everything. There is nothing that hasn't got to be re-examined. Nothing. How does light move? How does heat transfer? What is heat made out of? What is light made out of? It's just never going to end for you now, my friends. If you really are interested in reality, you have to step off that threshold into reality. Because not one single thing that you would think right now is going to be correct. Not a single thing. Nothing. Zero. All right? You may be able to put nuts and bolts together, and yes, that'll be correct. That'll be fine. You may be able to make a car and it'll run. Yes, that's fine. But anything theoretical, history, archaeology, anthropology, geology, all of these ancient myths and all that stuff, 100%. Well, you know what I've been showing, and it's literally 100% remake of everything. Physics they've never understood, because they just never understood it, because you had to stick with Einstein saying that the speed of light never changes. Totally wrong. Showing everything. And I will stand in front of any expert, any academic, anybody. I don't care who they are, as long as they are a big shot. I want a science communicator to say, all right, I'm a science communicator. Show me your stuff. And then we will talk. And I will show them my stuff. And then they can communicate whatever they want to communicate. They can say the guy's insane. And here's why. But if they're science communicators, they have to communicate a reason. Don Lincoln, who is supposedly a science communicator from Fermilab, just insulted me and won't speak to me. And I show the particles that he found 10 years ago, right here, these are Don Lincoln's particles, and we found exact same particles in our light experiments, exactly the same. 10 years ago now. And so we've spent, I don't know, probably $100 billion or more since then looking for the same particles we found 10 years ago. And we found them very inexpensively. And I showed Don all this stuff. I showed everybody everything. And it's the things I show are undeniable and they are denied. What does that make the person that denies them? And certainly somebody that's working for the government is supposed to be working on our best interest to deny even examining something that shows that he's wrong, and that's why it won't be examined in my opinion, which is not correct. If you know, I pay a lot of taxes and you do too, and this should have been 10 years ago, and we might even be able to get free energy because we could separate that white from the black, and that's all you do when you charge a battery is just push the white in and you leave the black out, and we did that. See this? These are the Fermilab particles. There's the muon, which is the black particle. It's heavy and it's a fixed particle, and there's the one that has no weight. We found them using light. That's a photon. These are both dipoles. Dipole electron flood theory is my remake of the atomic model. Light is a photon. It has mass, and it's a particle, and these two are the glowy parts that have a ton of energy and no weight whatsoever, none, zero. These have all the weight, the black ones, and they never change size. And we accelerated that light right here by putting it through a Venturi, and accelerated so fast that it crushed, and the Venturi so finely tuned that it only let the white come through. And the black had to stay back. That's all you want is the white to make engine runs in a car or anything. It's just like, this is electricity. The black had to stay back. That's what they want to do, is create a muon sterile muon, and electron showers, and that's exactly what we did. That's fission, that's fusion, subatomic. We're in the subatomic realm. All right, and it is Don Lincoln's particles, the same particles at Fermilab. And I am blocked from commenting, and I've been called names by Don Lincoln. I'm an embarrassment to science, tinfoil hat guy. And frankly, that should not be allowed to happen. I told him I want a congressional investigation about this. He's the guy that you have to get through to talk to anybody at Fermilab. I'm blocked. That's not right. Okay, I'm going to put this on the end of all my videos. We're into subatomic physics. We understand more than CERN and Fermilab. No question about that, as I will show you. We have found the particles they found, only we know they came from light, because that's where we started. They started with huge particles. They have no idea where these particles came from. We accelerated light, not allowed in the standard physics. We separated the black from the white, which you see here, they're tightly held. However, the white can get bigger and smaller. See how it's tiny here and this one's big? The black cannot change. So the black could not get through the little tiny slit. But the white showered through here, exactly what they're looking for. That's not my thing. This is from Fermilab at CERN. The muons and the electron showers. The black balls are the muons, the white is the electron showers. And they came from these two that were attached together called neutrinos. So these are the neutrinos. And then they came into muons by themselves, and the white went into showers precisely, as you see there. Light accelerating, not accepted. I am going to be doing physics, because it's a wide open, everything's wide open now. 100% of education is wide open. Physics is totally wrong. Light slows down, light speeds up. Astronomical physics is nothing but biology. I've shown that 1,000 times. The particles of light, which they've been looking for, spending billions of our dollars for years and years and years, are right in front of your face right there. Those are the particles of light. And what we need is that white right there to run our cars and all our batteries. The white has no weight whatsoever. And if we can separate the white from the black and put that white into a battery, we're golden. And it appears we can. If we can funnel that white down into a receiving battery device, we should be able to get free energy. That's what white energy is. It's no weight to it whatsoever, and all the energy is there. All the weight is in the black, and the only energy it has is when it's moving. It's called a boson.